Hey,
Hi,
how are y'all?
Riri.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
So,
so
Reed,
I know,
just to check in, you are Tyler's brother, right?
yes, ma'am. I'm his little brother.
Okay. Um, and you're over 18, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 19.
Okay. All right, Reed. So some people were like tagging you, saying that you might want to come on and speak. Whatever you want to say, feel free to say. Um, don't feel like you have to say anything if you don't want to.
Yes, ma'am. And I want to spread some clarity on the whole situation because I know a lot. We've had people send us death threats and saying we're scamming people, saying they're going to come to our house and you know everything. And it's just been one big thing where people are taking any bit of false information they can get.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I mean, you guys are going through so much and to have to deal with that on top of
Yeah.
everything.
See, my brother's really the only thing that he's been here all my life and shown me the way and tried to show me how to be a man as I've grown up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
But besides
So,
all that, I want to clear everything up for everybody so that the truth can be spread and so that everything can be cleared up.
okay.
Um, so just to start off, Tyler and Christian, which is the boy that was with him. I'm not gonna say his last name. Um, but anyways, they went on that Thursday because it's getting close. It was getting close to the end of the season. They wanted to go hunt and find some birds that they haven't really killed yet. And at the jetties out there in North Myrtle, you have all different types of birds flying. You can kill teal, mallard, just about anything out there. Well, when they set out, they left from the Johnny Causey boat landing, which is where we all stayed to put the boats out and things to help search for them. But they left from there, went to the jetties, and I've seen my brother do this before. He let the boy that was with him on the rocks, right? And after that, he usually goes out and he'll scare the ducks up for us to shoot.
Mhm.
And at this time, it was just them two on the hunt, and so Tyler went out, scaring the ducks up and things, and the boat motor turned off. And if you know it, the waves out there, they can change in a second.
Mhm.
Like we went out today, and when we went out, the waters were calm, and we weren't there for more than maybe 10, 15 minutes, and it went from calm, maybe 1 foot waves to over 8 foot waves. But we had a big boat. But
So
anyways,
so just kind of look at this map right here. So they left from South Carolina, right?
yeah, all right. So if you scroll down just a little bit the other way,
This way.
no, 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 keep the mouth, the jetty rock mouth right there.
Okay.
You see where it leads into the ocean.
Yes.
So the boy was right there at in the middle of where it curves and where it ends. So if you go up just a little bit with the cursor,
Up
Uh,
here.
yeah, and down to your right, he was
Uh,
on that side of the jetty rock.
okay.
So Tyler went out. Went out of the mouth here and circled to. If you were looking at it from like on the screen, he would go to the right side. But went all out there, and scared the ducks up. And like I said, the waters can change out there instantly. And where the jetty is, it has a drop off, so it goes down and then back up. And so when he did that, the waters were changing and starting to get a little bit rough. And as he was trying to come in, the boat motor turned off.
Mm-hmm.
And the waves kept going. So when the boat motor turned off, the waves came over the back of the boat, and the boat started filling with water. And with the John boat, the way a John boat is, so the back of it's mostly hollow, and you have maybe a few compartments, but the front has a hollow casing in it where you
Mm-hmm.
put your life jackets and things. So it's basically like an air pocket. So when the boat took on water and started filling up, I don't know if Tyler bailed or what happened, but he, as y'all could see on, I'm probably sure y'all have seen things on Facebook, correct?
Yeah, we've seen the Facebook group. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe he had gotten his waders off as the boat was sinking because he had made a phone call to the boy on the rocks, which
Mm-hmm.
was the one that was with him, and he said the boat turned off and won't start. Call for help. And he called my cousin Jimmy, which I'm not going to say his last name, but he called my cousin Jimmy, and my cousin Jimmy told him, "Get your waders off, get your life jacket on." And we found his waders with his wallet. They were unstrapped, so we do believe he got his waders off in time. But that's after the motor turned off is when the boat started to take on water. I believe. I don't know because I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Taking the information that I was given from the person that was with him. But after that, the current was so strong that it had taken the boat from the south side of the jetty, which is where it turned off, and had taken the boat almost half a mile out in front of the jetty rocks.
So this way.
Yeah. Right there is where the boat ended up, and it went down right at the end of the south jetty is where the boat turned off. So if you go up and you see where the mouth is right there where it leads into the ocean?
Uh-huh. Right here.
Yeah. So right in between there's a, I guess it's like a marker or something. It's like a post coming out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
The boat turned off in between that and the jetty rock. And that was his last location on his phone.
Wow. So that definitely helps clear some things up because we were looking further up this way.
Yes, ma'am. See, right there is where the boat went down, and the current was so strong that it had pulled it over half a mile out almost.
Mm-hmm.
But,
So could his friend visually see him, or he wasn't in his eyesight?
well, his friend was on the north jetty rock, and after he had scared the ducks up from the other side of the north rock, he went over to the south side
Mm-hmm.
to scare up more. And that's when the waves started. I believe the waves started getting big, and that's like today when we went out. The waves they get so big that you can barely see a big boat going through them.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in an offshore boat today, and the waves were almost over 8 foot. It was bad. We had to turn around and go back.
Mm-hmm.
But the boy said that the last thing he saw was Tyler out there standing up in the boat trying to get it crunk. And then after that, he I guess that's when the wave started crashing over the boat, and it had taken it down.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
then
what?
I'm
So
sorry.
the boat was found here. What about any of the things in the boat or things like that?
So we actually went and looked at the boat the other day because Cito had went out there and gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we looked at the boat, we looked at the motor and everything. So from where the boat had been sitting straight up because it has that air pocket, the nose of the boat was all that was sticking out.
Okay.
And where it had been doing that, it's not as deep as you would think right there.
So that's all that was visible above the water was the nose of
Yeah,
the boat.
just the nose of the boat. It was straight up, and only the nose was sticking out.
That clears up some other things that we've heard too.
Yes, ma'am. But we, like I was saying, when we looked at the boat, we checked, the motor and everything like that. What I looked and what I saw on the motor was the gas line that led to it, that led to from the gas tank to the motor, was dry rotted. And the way this boat is, it doesn't have a steering wheel, right? It has a tiller handle where you move it with your hand.
Okay.
And I guess with the hose being dry rotted and all the movement, it actually broke the hose off of the fuel connector on the engine. So that's how I believe that's what happened when the motor turned off. It was not getting fuel.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think this sounds like a perfect logical explanation to me. Why do you think there's so much misconception about this?
I believe it's because people, like I'm sure you've seen in many other cases, people like to gain fame off of somebody else's suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I believe it is. Because I'll be honest with you, we do not need any money. We have actually tried to give the money back to the people that have sent it to us, and they will not take it. Like, we have offered everyone, well, whatever you sent, we will send you back. We don't need it.
Who started the GoFundMe?
One of Lakeland's friends, actually.
Right, trying to help them out, right?
Yes,
More
yes,
than,
yes, ma'am.
or were they trying to give money for the research to find him?
Exactly. And also that money was going to the people that came out to help for, gas, food, anything that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can I
did
ask a
any of it
question?
get dispersed?
Yes, ma'am. We have actually tried to give people money, and they will not let us give it to them.
Oh, you mean the people that are volunteering to come out?
Yes, ma'am. We have offered gas and everything.
Okay,
We've offered,
so that probably is what started it, the GoFundMe, right?
yes, ma'am. I believe that's what people are taking this misinformation and trying to say that we're taking money and just, running away.
Right. That
Okay, I have a
happens to a
question.
lot of people when they do a GoFundMe. People start questioning it. But, you can understand that because there are lots of people that don't come up there truthfully. So this is where it started, probably.
Yes, ma'am. And like I
And
said, we don't need any of the money.
right, right.
This money that has been sent to us has come from people that want to help.
Right. Okay, I just have one quick question. I'll let you finish answering your question, CMAS. Okay.
I'm finished.
By the way, hi, Allie. So, the guy that came from Texas with the dog,
Talking
was
about
he able to?
the Ryan
Huh?
Champion guy.
Yeah, although that's not his real name, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So here's a little insight on that. I have a cousin that's his name is John. He has over 20 years military experience and has been working with dogs for 10 of those years. He's a certified handler, and his dog is also certified in finding people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with this guy, he said his dog was certified in training or tracking. I'm sorry. Well, come to find out, we haven't seen the guy down here. We've tried to
Oh
call
wow.
him. We tried to call him, tried to get up
Mm-hmm.
with him. He didn't answer the phone, and
Wow.
we've actually gotten a call from his father saying he is not to be trusted.
Okay.
Okay. Now okay.
And like I'm just going to tell you guys this now. no reason to lie about anything.
Oh, I wouldn't think so.
My big brother is out there, and we're out there constantly every day trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no reason to lie, and we don't need any handouts from anybody. We don't need the money. We just want to find him.
You need your brother. Yeah.
Exactly.
How
And
are your parents doing? How are they doing?
so my mom and dad have been out there with us every day.
Wow.
We're trying to get out on boats. We've been out on boats. We've been everywhere that we can be. I actually went yesterday and rode all day in an airplane just to see if we could see anything.
Mm-hmm.
We flew over the ocean and everything. But yes, my mom and dad have been out there every day, nonstop, and I have no problem providing you guys with video evidence of us being out there every day.
There's no need for that. We understand.
So, as far as the search and rescue, what part are they focusing in on now?
Well, at first, the Coast Guard, they said they were going to go out there and not stop until they find them, but they called off the search after, I think it was maybe a day and a half. They actually claimed on their Facebook that they searched for 48 hours when in fact they searched for, I believe it was 25.
Mm. So has your family like reached out to them why that they claim one thing but they did it something different?
We have tried, and that's just like today. We actually had to talk to the DNR about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
See, because this is the thing, right where, see the North Carolina South Carolina line right there.
Yep.
This is where it gets hard, is because it's switching from one jurisdiction to another.
Oh, okay. I see where he's talking about.
Right
Okay.
here.
That's another thing, because you have SCDNR and NCDNR. And you got to think the South Carolina DNR works on the South Carolina side, and North Carolina works on North Carolina side.
What's the DNR, please?
The DNR,
Uh-huh.
Department of Natural Resources.
Okay. And there are different regulations for both of them?
I
Yes.
believe because they can't cross they
Right.
can't cross each other's jurisdiction. You know what I mean?
Right. And you don't know where he is, so you don't know. I mean, it could be a variety of places with the current.
Yes, exactly. Because with that night, with the people being there, I don't exactly know how long it took them to get out there. Because by the time we were called, but by the time me and the family were called, they had already had actually told us that they had both of them.
They had both
They
of them.
had found both people?
That's what they told us. And when we got there, we asked them, where's Tyler? And they said they haven't found him.
Oh, wow.
But they notified you they had?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So it was just the two though, right?
Yes, ma'am. It was just them on the water.
But they said they didn't find his brother. They found the other guy, right?
Yes, ma'am. They said they had both of them, but we got there, and the only person that we saw was the other boy that was with him.
Oh,
And after
wow.
that,
Do
they actually told us that they were still looking for him.
you know that other boy very well?
Well, I don't know him like very very well, but we have been. When me and my brother went hunting in Georgetown, we hunted there with him.
Okay, so you've been on the water with him before,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wouldn't expect anything from him, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
He actually sent me a message the other night. Said he wanted to talk to me and my dad about the whole situation.
Mm.
And we sat on the phone for probably 3 hours discussing everything.
One thing I want to say to you
Okay.
is you're a very strong young man to be able to sit up here and talk like you are, as young as you are. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's admirable. I don't know how many people could do like this. You make me want, I mean, I'm just teary thinking about how hard this is for you. But you came on here and you want the you want the story out from your side, and this is the best way to do it, really, from your own mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll be honest with you, it's hard for me to get on here and talk about these things, because it's just the situation and everything. But I want people to know the
Right.
truth so that
Right.
like the comments online, the death threats, they've gone as far as giving us death threats
Ooh.
Who
to
are these people? Just
just
online
random
trolls?
people, just random
Okay.
people on Facebook.
Do you have protection?
Yes, ma'am. We have protection.
Good.
I just have one question. One last question. I'm sorry. It just came up in my head. And I know this is hard. I really do. But I just want to ask you this one question that a lot of people have asked. And it's the phone ping from the racetrack.
Yes, yes.
Um,
So my brother's wife has his Facebook, and the way I don't believe she's been on there. I don't. But the way it can work is, if somebody tags you in something in
Mm-hmm.
a post,
right.
it
Right.
can do that as well, saying he checked in that somebody tagged him.
Right.
Right. Thank you.
That makes sense
And
because my husband just traveled to Florida from North Carolina and he checked me in Florida.
exactly.
So that I understand what you're saying there.
And that's just like I want to go ahead and clear this up with you guys too. I know I'm sure you've seen the thing about the mugshot being posted around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Okay,
2022, I mean, the 2020 incident that was dropped?
exactly,
Okay, that one.
exactly.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and explain this to you guys.
Okay.
We had 3 people come to our house saying they were going, excuse my language, but saying they were going to beat my ass and make my family watch.
Mm-hmm.
So they got here on my property past no trespassing signs, and as I'm sure you guys know, South Carolina is a stand your ground state.
Mm-hmm.
So they started letting off shots, and we shot back. And when they finally got out of there, they called the police on us, saying we just started shooting at them. So the police came back to our house and took my dad and my brother to jail and pinned I believe it was 3 counts of attempted murder on them.
Mm-hmm.
They were out the next day, and we had to go to court for that, and the charges were dismissed or dropped, as people would say, due to the stand your ground law,
Mm-hmm.
because we were acting in self-defense.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure you guys, if somebody came to your house saying those threats, what would you do?
The same.
Did you know these
Exactly what
people?
you did.
Yeah, I know these people that
And
came to.
did you know that I mean, did y'all have words against each other or something?
So the way it started, I had never, you know, when I started high school, I started at the place where I live, and then I moved to another school down near the Conway area. But I never had, arguments with these people. Never tried to fight with them or any.
Reed, I think you're muted.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
Read, you're mute. You're
That's okay.
Yeah,
muted.
And you don't have to tell this whole story if you don't want to.
You only tell what you're.
Don't feel pressured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'd rather not get into that, but I
That's
told
okay.
y'all
Okay.
what
So the
happened in that
main
case and
main
stuff.
point from that is it was dropped and it was, under the stand your ground, which, if someone came to my home and me and my family felt threatened, it would probably go the same way that you explained that situation.
Yeah, I just want the truth to be out there because I'm tired of the comments and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean.
And I was going to see, are you okay with us, whatever you've said to us, that's what we're going to take as fact.
Hmm.
So if we were to respond to someone's question, when we're continuing to spread awareness about this, are you okay with us using the information that you've given to answer those questions?
As long as any information is not twisted or turned in some way,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
completely fine with that because I want the truth to get out there. I want things to be said so that people stop this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Have you
And we'll
interviewed with?
never.
Wait, P. Have you interviewed with any TV or radio or anything to get the truth out there?
No, ma'am. And we haven't done anything with the news and things because we don't want, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't want any personal information coming out. You know what I mean?
Right.
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 If you guys had a family member missing, you wouldn't want that to be all over the news and stuff like that. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
we want help and things, but we don't want it spread like a wildfire across, South Carolina, North Carolina. You know what I mean?
But
Right.
do you think
Because
your own voice being interviewed with your own like we've let you talk, we haven't really asked you, well, that last question might have been too personal, but if you could do the same thing, or do you have an attorney or something that's advising you?
we have an attorney, but he's not advising at the moment.
Okay. I mean, I just
We
want to
just
make sure, you want to clear it up, but you can't.
yes, ma'am.
You got to clear it up. You can't do it word by mouth because people, like you say, twist your words, and that's what you
Exactly,
don't want.
exactly.
Yeah, I
But
think if y'all were. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, like, if y'all were comfortable, I think, like, if you could sit down with your attorney and state just the facts just about that incident. So then that's what people need to go off of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can all agree that all of this unnecessary speculation is just unnecessary and it's hurtful. But
I
I think, yeah, I think if, that is the only thing that y'all could provide, if you provided anything, I feel like it would help.
Yes, because you have helped yourself tonight by talking
Absolutely.
to 8.6K people. You got the word out there.
Right.
yes,
And we
ma'am.
will never twist that information. I promise you that.
Yes, ma'am. It's just hard for us, with our family and everything going on right now.
Right.
Yes,
It's
yeah,
just
You're
hard
focused.
for
You're focused on finding answers.
Right.
yeah, and another reason we don't want to deal with the news and things is because, like the other day, right when all this kind of first started kicking off, we had a lady come up there trying to take pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and we asked her, hey, we don't want any pictures of our family or anything taken like that,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and we asked her to leave nicely, and you know what she said to us?
Mm.
She looked at us and said no.
Oh
Mm.
my gosh.
That's sad.
It's just.
We actually had to get the police officer. I believe we had to get the police officer to tell her to leave
right.
because we don't want our personal vehicles, and we were sitting there trying to figure up a game plan of what we're going to do that day, and all of our family, we don't want that spread out there. You know what I mean?
Right. And you still want your privacy.
Yeah, we don't want people to see us in that state. You know what I mean? We don't want to.
Abs-
We want people to be there for us. Obviously, we want these things to be cleared up, but we don't want to people to see us in that state of mind. You know what I mean?
because when you're in that state of mind, you're also not really cognizant of what you're doing and what you're saying. When you're looking for your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
So,
this was at the
but that's
prime of
why
it
I'm
all
just
first.
so proud of you tonight to come on here and be so articulate, and you have not stumbled one time on your explanations.
Yes, ma'am. And I won't.
For
Sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
go right ahead.
Go ahead, Reed.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you don't mind letting sharing what you think might happen this week. Like, what is your plans? Like, what is y'all's plans? Is of to go back out there, or are y'all or what's the are y'all going to put it on pause, or will y'all continue to search this week?
So with that, we are not going to stop searching until we find my brother.
Okay.
Until
So
we
you said the Coast Guard had stopped. Are you guys taking like, is it pretty much just like community members searching now?
at this point, it's the DNR, the NC and SC DNR,
Okay.
the people that have volunteered to help.
Okay.
So we aren't going to stop until we find him because I want my brother to come home. You know, he's got me, my father, my mom, and he's got a little girl on the way that needs him.
Absolutely.
So this is what I heard yesterday from the news here in North Carolina, that they were like searching up near Kerr Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
Have they advised like where to search? Like, I mean, this is a big coastline right here.
Yes, ma'am. And with that, I'll tell you, the way the current is,
Mm-hmm.
the water is constantly changing. The current can go north, south, and the wind has a lot to do with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
What we're trying to do is get like a broad search so that if he say the current went back south and is pushing him back towards the original location, that could have an effect. So we're trying to get people there, and as the current goes north, we're trying to get them there.
But the Coast Guard's not helping at all.
No, ma'am. They may still be now, but at this moment, I believe they have pulled their search. I haven't checked. I haven't been on Facebook much today because of all the comments and things. But last I checked, they had pulled their search.
I would just, this is just my own thing. I would just advise, stay off of those sites, because I mean, right now with what you've said and what you're dealing with, it's just detrimental to have to read and listen to those things that are being said.
And if
Yes,
someone
ma'am.
has some real information, they'll probably be calling. Is there a tip line?
So yes, ma'am. We actually, if we find anything or any belongings that are from him, the first thing is we do is report it to the police, the Coast Guard, and SC and NCDNR.
Okay.
What if somebody finds something for you? Who do they report it to?
What do you mean?
I mean, if I mean, just somebody has a sighting or something, has a tip to give you.
Oh,
What?
so that's why we started the Facebook page.
Okay.
Information can be spread about, because there's peer cameras and things such as that. But
Right.
with the way that's going, it's just people getting on there and,
Okay,
trying
so
to bring us down, saying,
let me just clear this. There's a legitimate Facebook page.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, how do we find?
Okay.
Okay, so that is actually the searching for Tyler page, if I'm not mistaken. I believe
Okay.
that's the name of it. Or help. No, it's
Okay,
help
because the
find
one
Tyler.
I was in was private.
Yeah, so we have actually. It used to be. It was public, and people have gotten so out of hand that we've had to make it private.
Okay.
Okay. I was in the right one. Okay.
So it is not Help Find Tyler Doyle debunked.
Now ours is help find Tyler Doyle. I believe. Yeah.
You should have somebody manning that page that's not your family, that you trust more than anything in the world, and y'all never look at it again unless let them tell you the tip.
Yes, ma'am. And we've actually had that set in place.
Okay. I'm sorry you
But
have to do this, and we were all speculating, not knowing anything, but you cleared a lot up tonight for us.
yes, ma'am.
So I'm just trying to find the one that's the accurate one to, find factual information.
Yeah.
Can
Um.
you, can you tell me what the picture is on it?
Okay. So I just got information. The debunk page is actually like a hate page. Is what I
Okay.
was just told.
Okay.
And that one has over 70K members. So anyone,
Right.
watching right now, do not go follow that page. I mean, it's pointless.
And,
Yeah.
and
So
if you and if you do know somebody following the page, share this information that it's not the page you want to go to.
okay. And the one is the actual page is help find Tyler Doyle.
So there's two groups that I'm seeing, but neither one of those are private. So you're saying that your Facebook group, that is private at the moment, right?
And
Oops,
if it's
sorry. He went off.
private, it might not be searchable.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking since I can't find it. Because these other ones, there's 300 or 141 and 402 members. We'll wait for him to come back on.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the help find Tyler Doyle is the one. I believe it go up. It shouldn't. I don't believe it's searchable.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's private.
That makes sense.
So, but anyways, we've just had to make so many changes because of people going on there with hate comments.
Right. That makes sense.
Right. I have a quick question. Have y'all been aware of an update in the last 45 minutes or so?
I don't believe so. Like I
Okay.
said, I've
Okay.
been on social media.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Reed. So, what can us as in the community, the public, do? Just make sure that we're advocating for factual information. In addition to that, what does your family need from the community?
The only thing that we ask is for support, and if you would like to go out and help search, help search. I mean, that's the only thing we can really do right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We'll take all the help we can get, and if you're more than willing to go out there, we're more than happy to have you.
Do you feel like the community is surrounding you guys? Do you feel like you have enough people? Do you have quite a bit of people searching?
Oh, of course, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. We've had people that are trying to help. You know what I mean? And we haven't turned anyone away. It's just some people you can't trust. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you never know people's true intentions. Just
Exactly.
like
Right.
but yeah, if you guys want to help search, you're more than welcome. We're not going to turn away any help unless
Do you
as
know
long
when
as
they'll allow? Sorry, you continue.
you stay true with us and don't try to bring us down and just be honest with us. We will more than happily have you.
Okay. Do you know if they're going to allow anyone to fly a drone or their own private chopper or whatever the case? Because I know that they wouldn't allow because it was such a restricted area, and it's a lot of restricted area around there that you can't fly like your own plane or a drone. Has that any changed?
At this moment, I believe it has because I'm not sure. So the whole
Okay.
reason I'm not flying the drones and things was because there were aircraft in the air from Coast Guard and other search parties such as that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the drones, personal drones, and things like that would have interfered.
Right. Okay.
I believe now you can, as long
Okay.
as the Coast Guard or anything hasn't posted anything about don't fly your drones and personal aircraft because we are searching or scouting the area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Did the balloon interfere with your search?
Oh God.
Okay, so matter of fact, it actually did. So yesterday when I was on the plane, right,
Uh-huh.
we actually had our airspace. We went when we took off. We took off from I believe it's a private airport at North Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
We took off from there, ran our little grid and everything that we needed to do, search over the ocean and the beaches. So after that, we had to stop for fuel and we landed in Cape Fear and actually got stopped there for, I believe it was 2 or 3 hours due to the airspace being shut down due to the balloon.
Wow. Could you see the balloon?
Yes, ma'am. From where we were, you could very faintly see it,
Mm-hmm.
but we could still see like when they took it down and everything. It was probably the biggest thing since South Carolina. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. Well, Reed, I'm gonna follow you on here. And if you have any like additional, we go live a lot, and I'm sure this will come up, and we're gonna stick straight to the facts. But if you ever want to reach out, you can feel free to message us or join again if you would like.